Canada is beautiful, yes, of course, we can all say that. But you have to know that once you come to Canada, you have to be intentional in rebuilding yourself, rebuilding everything from the ground up that you left behind. You have to rebuild your self esteem, your confidence, rebuild not only your mentally and physical self, but also the stuff, the many things that you left behind, your clothes, starting over from getting the job, getting the driver's license, buying the car, furnishing a house, even getting the house, furnishing the house. You have to rebuild everything from scratch. If I had to pack up my entire life again, leave my home, leave my culture, leave my family, and move to Canada, would I really do it again? Now, this is a question I often get from a lot of people, especially persons, professionals who are looking to migrate here from Canada. And not just only Jamaica, but also from different parts of the world, from America, from the US of A. Yes, a lot of them want to run and come to Canada. And they often ask me this question: would you pack up and move again? So today I'm going to be honest and I'm going to try to answer your question. I'm going to be truthful and honest, not the sugar-coated version, but I'm going to share my actual journey so you can make that decision. So when I moved here to Canada in 2011, yes, I had some big dreams. I had a fresh start. I had new opportunities and I had a better life. But nobody prepares you for what it really feels like to leave everything and everybody you know behind. You land in this cold country, literally and emotionally, and suddenly you're starting all over from scratch. No friends, no family around the corner, no community, no job, just you trying to figure out how to survive and how to build this new life. I can remember the first few months when I moved here. I was overwhelmed. The culture shock, the cold winter days, the loneliness, and the lack of community, the lack of support. Canada is beautiful, yes, of course, we can all say that. So now let me start with the good because Canada did change my life. So the opportunities here in Canada, career opportunities, home ownership, expanding yourself, it's all possible here in Canada. But you have to put yourself out there. Nothing is coming to you and nobody now come spoon feed you, right? You're in a job, you came here, you start a job and you realize that you want to expand. You want to go higher, climb the career hierarchy, right? You have to go back to school, figure it out. You come here, you live in an apartment building. You have to decide, am I going to stay stuck in this apartment building for years, or are you going to plan to become a homeowner? So those are the different opportunities that Canada has to offer. But as I said, you have to motivate yourself and you have to push yourself to go after those opportunities because you know what? They won't be coming to you. No, you have to go get them. Number two, stability. Yes, bills are high, just like everywhere else in the world, but things work here. You can find a stable job. You can find a stable place to live. You can find there's so much different opportunities for stability. But you have to learn how to budget to keep on track of those bills, right? When you get a stable job, sometimes, yes, it might take some time to find a stable job, but you find that I've been working at the hospital that I work because still working as a registered nurse, but I'm also a realtor here in Hamilton, Ontario. So I've been working at the hospital for over 10 years, right? So there is some stability where you can manage and try to keep up with your bill. Canada does offer a lot of access to things that maybe I could never have imagined back home, right? So it offers that different level of opportunity, that different level of building yourself, and that different level of stability. Now, on the flip side, Let's talk about the other part that you might not hear a lot, that you might not see on social media, that people don't share a lot. And this is the harder part of Canada. Loneliness hits differently, my girl, my youth. Loneliness hits differently. You know why? You pack up and you leave your friends, your family, your community, your support, your co-workers, and everybody to come and lock up in an apartment building, to come lock up in a basement, because some of us, we have to restart life. So it's either we restart in a basement or into an apartment building. So you find that you don't hear your usual pattern. Nobody no chat pattern around you. You go work and you just not feel like yourself. You feel like you have to fit in. This different culture, these different norms, these different values, right? You might even see people on the street, your neighbors, and they don't even look at you. They look away from you. So when the loneliness hits, it hits you really hard, really bad, may I tell you. So here in Canada, you have to learn to comfort your own self. When you're back home and something happen, you ball out, your neighbor run come. Oh, what the hell? You alright? Right? Then look to you, you can call your auntie, your cousin, somebody run come to your help, run come to your assistant. If you want a little salt, you go over your neighbor. Your neighbor cut a banana, you know, so you get one another banana. You know, everything share. But when I tell you, in Canada, you have to learn to wipe your own tears. If you're hungry, you have to go find your own food. If you need a babysitter, you don't have no auntie or uncle to drop off your children with. Next, our neighbor to watch for a few hours while they run go work. You are on your own. Literally, you're depend on your own. Nobody now look on you. You're depend on your own. So these winter break you before they build you. Winter teaches you patience, endurance, and resilience. Whether you wanted these lessons or not, you are going to learn on your first winter or even the second and the third. This is my 14th, 15th winter season here in Canada, and I still can't adjust to it. I still not like it. The other day when the snow came down for the first time, we had snow, and I was literally in a mood all day long because I just not like the winter and I just not like the snow. So you will learn patience, resilience, standing at the bus stop, waiting for the bus, right? Sometimes you are just right here and you just see the tail of the bus, the back of the bus, I drive off, and you're like, oh my goodness, should I run? Nobody run down the bus. Nobody run down the bus because you're going to either slip, you're going to drop, or the bus are going to drive off, left you. So you see, it teaches you so much. It teaches you that confidence, that resilience, that patience, because it is not easy at all. And not to mention the mental load. This can be really heavy. Everything is on you. You have to go to work. You have to pay the bills. You have to clean your house. You have to think about daycare, childcare. You have to think about everything. You don't have no auntie to help you, as I said. You don't have no friend to lean on, as I said. It is just you, especially if you come here by yourself as a single parent. Everything is on you. When the kids get sad and the kids miss home, you have to deal with that. Your sadness, your loneliness, and their sadness and their loneliness. Hey, may I tell you, it's not easy. Success takes time. A lot of people think that, moving here to Canada, money fall from tree, or abroad, money dropping on your lap. But no, I'm here to tell you that you have to start from the bottom and work your way up to the top. And a lot of Jamaicans who them come to Canada and them things say them just start walk before they learn to creep. You come and you go in a people's house, you want big house. You want buy a vehicle, big vehicle. What else? You want buy everything. You want buy the name brand clothes them. Plus you want send money back home. You know, work like that at Canada, my love. You have to creep before you walk. Yes, it takes time. You have to buy the starter house before you can think of buying the big detached house. You may have to buy the second-hand car before you think to buy the 2025 Benz or BMW. You have to learn how to start from the bottom. Not to mention even buy car. Start at the bus. Yes, the bus. Before you can think to go buy a car. things take time. So you have to learn patience, you have to learn resilience, and you have to learn perseverance. But I must say, these struggles will shape you, it will humble you, and it teaches you strengths you didn't even know you have these strengths within you. I can talk because I can tell you from my own experience. If you have seen any of my videos, my previous videos where I share some of my worst experiences here after moving to Canada, you can go back. I have a full playlist. You can go check it out after watching this video. But let me tell you something. You see me here doing this video now is a whole different person when I just moved here to Canada. I've grown so much since landing here in Canada. Things never fall upon tree. Me have to go through my own struggles and my own down in the valleys before I got the opportunity to see the light of day and some positive vibes. It takes time. So the big question is, would I do it again, knowing everything that I've learned after moving here to Canada? Yes. And the answer is yes, I would. But what I would do differently, I would prepare myself mentally, physically, and emotionally, and even financially too. I would have saved up more money, try to save up as much money to take with me when coming here. And I would maybe do some more research and to try to build some more connections before coming here to Canada. So I can say Canada didn't give me a soft life or a life of freedom, but it gave me the tools I needed to build my own soft life and to create my own pathway of freedom and start thriving. So if I had to do it all over again, move here, pack up everything and move here to Canada, here are some of the things that I would do differently. Number one, I'd save more money before I move here to Canada, as I just said. Number two, I'd research housing and job opportunities earlier before moving to Canada. So when I moved here, I moved as a registered nurse, but I had to get a job, a survival job, as I call it, as a patient support worker. So it depends on what career path you're coming in, you might need to do some more research. I'd build a community faster, going to church, going to groups, and meeting more Caribbean women. When I came here, most of my friends came after I came to Canada. So I sort of spread the word that I am moving, migrating to Canada. And a lot of my friends also jump on the bandwagon and applied also. So tip for you, don't be selfish if you're moving. Try to have others come along with you on the journey so it's not as lonely for you. And the other thing, I'd give myself grace for the first 2 or 3 years, which I think I didn't do so bad with giving myself grace, but I would have maybe paced myself a little bit more. I've achieved all of my goals and plans that I had within the 5 years when I moved here. But I think I just would have maybe just taken some more time and just enjoy the current season I was in. I was able to purchase my first house within the 5-year mark, which I'm glad I jumped on that bandwagon. So I would do that again, of stepping into home ownership earlier than later. I understand that starting over is not failure, but it is a rebirth, right? You're restarting. You're not falling behind, but you're rebirth. It's a new chapter, a new journey, a new beginning, a fresh start. So the final answer is yes. I would move here to Canada again if I had known everything that I've known. Because even though the journey was tough, it gave me freedom, it gave me stability, and the future I couldn't have built back home. And that's just being honest. When I was back home, I couldn't move and progress as fast as I did when I came to Canada. Even the thought of buying a house by myself, being a single mom, when I was back home and I tried to do this with NHT, it seems like I couldn't achieve that goal. I couldn't see myself purchasing a house back home, right? So it gave me all that. But the truth is, Canada is not for everyone. You have to come for more than just money. You have to come for purpose. You need resilience, and you need more than anything else, faith. If you don't have faith, you won't succeed in Canada. And maybe even by the first year, you're going to pack up yourself and you'll go back home if you don't have faith. As small as a mustard seed, you need faith. If you're thinking of moving to Canada, don't be afraid. Prepare yourself, educate yourself, and surround yourself with people who understand this journey. Yes, you have to surround yourself with these people. Don't surround yourself with the negative Nancy's who are going to discourage you from coming, who are going to drive fear into you. Surround yourself with people who have been on this journey, been on this path, and they can guide you accordingly. Now, I've written a book, What to Expect When Moving to Canada. It's available on Amazon, and I'll leave it in the description below, just in case you want to familiarize yourself and be prepared of what to expect. All right, so thank you so much for watching, sticking to the end. Go check out my full playlist of videos of how to prepare yourself mentally, physically, financially, and spiritually, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.